Here's Zola! And he's got the shot and he scored! Lampard! That could be the championship! He's done it! The greatest man to the history of Chelsea football.
Greetings! Welcome back to Couch Critic. Dennis P. Still sitting there on my couch musing Chelsea Football Club. Now before I get into that West Ham preview, could you please do me a big favor and hit that like button, also that subscribe button, and if you're a real bad man, you'll hit that bell notification button to keep up with the latest and the newest. Okay, let's get right into the preview. Chelsea versus West Ham up at London Stadium. Chelsea coming to the game winners of their last 6 competitive matches, with West Ham coming in winners of 2 of their last 6, with their most recent coming against Everton up at Goodison Park 3-1. West Ham are an interesting team this year. They have made some purchases that show ambition with the signing of Felipe Anderson, Yarmolenko, Balbuena, Diop, Fredericks, Wilshere, and of course they brought in Mauricio Pellegrini to manage the squad and have obviously given him a fair amount of investment and belief that he can get the job done this year. But as we have seen in the past, the Premier League is not very forgiving for teams that are making multiple changes over the course of 1 year. And as a result, West Ham has struggled to meet lofty expectations while trying to implement new players and a new philosophy at the same time. Now for my money, it looks like West Ham play a 4-3-3 with Declan Rice sitting in front of the defense in that Makelele role, allowing Obiang and also Noble to play that more box-to-box ball-winning midfielder role. I wouldn't say that they're a conservative team, but they don't really legislate for their fullbacks to get forward and overlap, with the one exception being Masuaku, who is capable of getting forward on the left and overlapping with Anderson. They do play with a narrow back four, which invites attackers to use the width of the pitch and also challenges their fullbacks to defend 1v1 in a lot of those situations as well. I don't expect Pellegrini to abandon his philosophy, especially because it's still in its infancy. So I do expect West Ham to play a high line and for Chelsea to have the opportunities to get in behind the defense with a telling pass from somebody like Jorginho or Kovacic or even David Luiz for that matter. I do spend a lot of time evaluating how teams defend on their right side, mainly because that's a strength area for Chelsea, being their left, of course, with the likes of Hazard, Jorginho, Kovacic, and Alonso all linking very well in that area of the pitch. If they're looking to build on what they did at Everton, I expect Yarmolenko and also Zabaleta to keep their places in the team, which will allow Chelsea to have a lot of joy down that flank in particular. Because while they're actually pretty decent going forward, Yarmolenko in particular, having scored 2 goals in his last game, his first start, they definitely haven't shown they formed any sort of understanding on the pitch as far as how to defend that flank as a unit. And I'm sure Zabaleta is already having nightmares of the fact that Hazard wasn't playing midweek and is coming into this game fresh because he's had history with him in the past, if you know what I mean. Now again, these are just the primitive observations from one who just sits on his couch, but from what I gathered in the Everton game, West Ham chose to man-mark the midfielder, so that meant Declan Rice would sit on Schneiderlin, you'd have Noble on Calvert-Lewin, and you'd also have Obiang marking Walcott in wide areas. The rest of the players on the pitch should basically zonally mark and take up areas in the pitch where they weren't necessarily advanced. They were waiting for the counterattack, essentially. And if they were successful in producing a turnover, you would see them break with pace and power with the likes of Arnautovic, Yarmolenko, and also Felipe Anderson, who I do think is their sort of number 10 who plays wide for them. I'm going to go ahead and name Andre Yarmolenko as their danger man this week, mainly because Arnautovic is coming off of an injury and he's still a threat not to start. But Yarmolenko did have a great game last week, coming in off of the right, using his left and scoring 2 fantastic goals. We're going to have to keep him to the outside and force him to use his right, which I don't think he uses very effectively. Even with his crosses, he uses his left foot to try and put the crosses in. So it's important to keep Yarmolenko on the outside and force him onto his right. Now, from reports that I've seen online, it looked like Chelsea didn't get back until early this morning, having missed their flight because of weather, I believe. So it's looking like they're going to have 1 day to prepare for this game and get ready for Sunday, which doesn't necessarily bode well for tactics and also for fitness as well. With one blessing being pretty much our entire left outside of Alonso got a rest, with Kovacic, Hazard, and Luiz not traveling. So I'd expect the run of play to be more favored to the left, which it normally is anyways, but even more so just due to fatigue and whatnot. It's going to be an interesting tactical battle all game long, because while West Ham work hard to take away the middle areas of the pitch with their man marking, they do allow you to have it on the flanks. And it just so happens that Chelsea are most strong on the flanks as well. Now remember, Chelsea don't play with a traditional number 10. Hazard, I guess you can make the argument, is the 10, but he starts out wide and is a given license to roam all over the pitch. It's going to be very difficult for a young player like Declan Rice to stay focused in on his game, because the movement of Hazard and also Willian on the right is going to force him to make decisions about whether or not he wants to go with them or hold his shape with their movement on and off the ball. The game plan against Everton was very simple. Sit on Gylfi Sigurdsson and don't allow him the space and time to pick a pass in the final third. This game, he's going to have his head on a swivel if he is to provide the proper protection to the back four. I think the key to the game is going to be Chelsea's ability to time the runs off the ball. Whether it's a short pass over the top of 10 yards or a long ranging pass, Chelsea have to time the runs effectively in order to break West Ham's offside trap. If they do this effectively, I do think they're going to have a lot of success in this game. It's going to be very difficult to predict the scoreline in this match, mainly because it is a derby and they are highly unpredictable, but also because Chelsea won't have a whole lot of time to prepare for this match. If they are to be successful, it will come down to individual brilliance, I do believe, rather than team cohesion, mainly due to the fact that they won't have a lot of time to prepare tactics. But I am going to go out on a limb and predict a narrow victory to Chelsea, 2-1, with Eden Hazard and Olivier Giroud providing the bullets. I just don't think that they're going to have a lot of time to prepare for this match, so it will be nervy. But let's just hope Chelsea emerge the winners. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap it up there with Chelsea winning 2-1 at London Stadium. If you haven't already, please do me a favor and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and also that bell notification button to keep up with the latest and the newest. And I'm also going to take this time to shout out the Vancouver Chelsea supporters who will be congregating at New Oxford Pub at 5:30 in the morning with their blues breakfast. Man, I don't know how they do it. I'm struggling to get up for 8:30 for this one, but they'll be there. And yeah, if you're looking to congregate with like-minded thinkers, you know, nutters, Chelsea nutters, then make your way down to Oxford Pub, which is in Yaletown, not Gastown like I said last week. It is in Yaletown. And yeah, make your way down there. They will be there. They're always there. It's always a great atmosphere. And also, if you are in the Toronto area, we will be congregating, as I said before, at Batch, which is located at 75 Victoria Street, and we're always there, and it's also a great atmosphere. So hope to see you soon, and let's go Blues.